Testing, testing.
Yeah, I think this is good.
Okay.
Your what?
Tell Your Story is a series of mini documentaries that are meant to inspire people. We're canvassing the globe for stories of faith from people from all walks of life. Annette's story is one that we wanted to tell early in this year's season because, first of all, it's a fantastic and emotional story. But second, Annette is 92 years old. She's one of the few people that remain from the period in history when the Holocaust took place. So time was of the essence to capture her story.
Well, congratulations to making it to 91 years old. That's...
I stopped driving when I... No, I didn't stop. My husband took away my keys.
We flew out to Bow, New Hampshire last year to interview Annette and her daughters. Bow is a beautiful little town on the banks of the Merrimack River in New Hampshire. It honestly has all the charm of a small New England town. And there's actually a lot of history there. It was a fascinating place to visit. But Annette is not originally from New Hampshire. So she actually was born in Budapest, Hungary, and was there when Hitler's troops marched into the capital. Annette is a Holocaust survivor. Not in the sense that she was captured or that she was put in a concentration camp, but in that she escaped as Hitler and his army invaded her country. Her husband, on the contrary, was actually captured and put in a camp, and he ended up escaping as well. So Tom Lantos has his own incredible story, which is widely publicized online. He also features in a documentary called The Last Days that was produced by Steven Spielberg. It's definitely worth a watch. Annette's family was very well known in Budapest. So her father had a very successful jewelry store. So when Hitler invaded Hungary, the SS troops went straight for them, went straight for their family. Annette was able to escape through some incredible means, which you'll hear about in the documentary. So she was able to get out of Budapest, but she couldn't find a country that was safe. And so she had to swim across a frozen river. And when I heard that for the first time from her story, it just stuck in my head, and I said, we have to reenact that. So the nature of these productions often dictates that we're on a very tight schedule. So I'd been scouting locations for us to do this reenactment of swimming across the river, and it was not going well. It was really hard to find a place that was safe and where we could do this. So we had storyboarded out what we wanted things to look like. And this is a process where we do drawings, we use computer programs that help us plan out what we want the shots to look like. The storyboard is super helpful, and it helps us be more efficient when we actually go to shoot. So we found a location that was going to work. It was a very slow-moving river, and the water was a decent temperature. We shot this sequence at the end of summer, not in winter when it actually happened, because that would have been very dangerous. We got a brilliant young actress that was willing to get in the water.
I'm rolling.
Okay, go ahead and start coming towards us like you're...
Kind of flash, make a mess.
Yeah, and kind of
Start swimming towards me.
like you're swimming, yep.
It was actually only shoulder deep, so there wasn't any danger. But she was willing to do her own stunt work and helped us get those shots, getting in the water, and helped us describe that very poignant moment when Annette was able to escape to freedom. There's so much to Annette's story that didn't make the final cut. Observant viewers will realize that Annette's husband, Tom Lantos, was actually a very well-known politician. Tom was a member of the United States House of Representatives from California, as well as chair of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. So he was a big deal. He was a staunch proponent of human rights and of religious rights especially. And this all stemmed from his background as a survivor of the Holocaust. Tom was actually instrumental in Raoul Wallenberg's network of safe houses for Jews hiding during the Holocaust. He has an incredible story. We weren't able to dive into it as much with Annette's story, but you'll get bits and pieces. It was really fun to sit down with Annette and her daughters and watch them go through old scrapbooks of photos. I mean, these people have pictures with the Dalai Lama, with former and current presidents of the United States, with all sorts of famous people. They were very well known. They have their own Wikipedia pages. The stories they had to tell were incredible. It actually makes our job as filmmakers very hard to narrow down what is actually going to make it into the final film. But at the end of the day, Annette's story is really one about perseverance and determination. It's a story about becoming converted to Jesus Christ and learning to love when you have every reason to hate.